You're listening to the Claret and Big Blue podcast on the Pass the Gravy podcast network.
Damn, Daniel.
Who do you think you are? I am. It's Pettis to Jones. Oh, what a catch by Daniel Jones.
Taken away by Wicks. Lantini. Oh, it's glorious.
Play action. Over the middle. Touchdown, Giants.
Give me a hell yeah.
And we are live.
We'll do it live.
Welcome everyone to Claret and Big Blue, probably the only podcast on the internet dedicated to West Ham United and the New York Giants. That's right, football and football balls for everyone's taste. Episode 47. I'm Mike Fish and I am joined as always by Mr. Alex Middleton. Alex, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing okay, I guess. Not stoked about that game we watched last night, but I guess we'll get to that here in a little bit. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing well. I just want to, before we get into it, I just want to give a shout out and a quick anti shout out. So, firstly, over the weekend, I went to, I don't know if you can, Industrial Arts Brewing Company out of Beacon, New York. So, they're delivering my buzz for this evening.
Nice.
Could have been Hudson Valley Brewery. However, they don't allow dogs even in their outdoor area. So, they suck. They can go fuck themselves.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Cheers.
You gotta allow dogs.
Like, not even in your outdoor. Like, how snobby are you?
Yeah, what are you doing?
So
Really
screw them.
cutting down on your clientele.
They could have made a lot of money. They could have had a thirsty Englishman who wasn't driving into their brewery, but nope, they
It's a
lost.
lot of beer. It's a lot of beer you could have put away then.
Could have been. But how was your weekend? Considering, before you answer, considering the weekend is only classed as Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday.
I mean, yeah,
doesn't-
the Giants didn't play till Monday, so it was great. You know, like my college football team won. West Ham continued to dominate like they have been. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really do a lot, but it was a nice little weekend.
college football question for you, since you're
All right.
way more of the expert than I am. How good are the University of Kentucky?
They're pretty good this year. They're not like one of like the top teams, but they're top 25.
Because I was at a bar on Saturday night, and they had college football on, and it was the University of Kentucky versus someone else. And I just noticed that the University of Kentucky's
There's
logo,
Mississippi State.
their logo is just UK. And I was like, that should be my team, just for that alone. So I could wear UK on my chest.
Or Kansas. Actually, Kansas is KU, but yeah, go Kentucky. Kentucky was pretty good. They got upset on Saturday. But yeah, they're kind of a fun team. They're more of a basketball school.
Okay.
But that starts up next week, so you got that to get into.
Is that on like ESPN? Did they show that as well?
Yeah, it should be on.
Nice.
They're pretty dominant, like prominent basketball school. So if you're picking a random team, go with the Kentucky Wildcats.
But Wildcats, that's a good name. I like that. Wildcats.
Right?
Like,
yeah.
Because cats generally suck, but Wildcats.
Yeah, I was a Bearcat in college. That was pretty sick.
I mean, the
But with
best
a
kind
K.
of cats is a lion, but we can't all be lions.
Best kind of cat is another animal that's combined with a cat, so it's not as much of a cat. That's why a Bearcat, pretty solid.
I was trying to think of a dog cat. Cat
dog.
Cat dog. That was a good cartoon.
There was.
Nickelodeon?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody that made that was very high when they thought that one up.
Most of the
It's
Nickelodeon
a
shit.
dog and a cat, but it's half and half. Huh?
Like someone who decided Ren and Stimpy would be great for kids was definitely higher. That shit was fucking weird.
Yeah, there was some weird shit we watched back as kids, but it made us who we are today.
What if there's some beavers, man? But
They're angry.
they're angry beavers.
Norbert and Daggert are their names. That
But
show was pretty sick, though.
Before I finally choose the UK, did they ever play Sam Houston State?
It's possible.
But do they play on
usually?
Okay, so there's not going to be any friction.
You should be good.
Okay.
But when they play, if they do play, it's on, bro.
So what are they called? The
Wildcats.
Wildcats.
Wildcats and the Bearcats.
Go Wildcats. Woo. What else?
Next week, you're just gonna have all this like Kentucky shit on. Like, what the fuck? You're like, I went to Fanatics and
the foam finger and everything.
A bunch of gear. John Calipari is your basketball coach. Stoops is your football coach.
Stoops, I
Not
like that.
Bob Stoops, but Stoops is your football coach. That's a cool name. I think it's Mark Stoops.
Oh, look like
but yeah, they're cool.
Wildcats.
Your rival is Louisville.
Yeah, fuck them guys. Because their name is like Louisville, but their name's spelled like Louisville. So
exactly.
Screw them.
Exactly. Yeah, get it together with your spelling, idiots. So yeah, go Wildcats.
Woo. Anything else to report from
I mean, that's all I got.
Is that all you do? Just watch sports all weekend?
Pretty much, yeah.
I'm so jealous of you.
It's pretty great. We were like Carving a Pumpkin Saturday, and I had 2 games on I had like the World Series on my computer. Or no, I had World Series on my iPad, college football on my computer, and then I had the ESPN Plus box where I had like 3 college football games and a hockey game on. And I was like, this is living in 2021. 6 games on in my living room.
The only good thing about it, so I had to go. Where did I go? Fuck, was it on Sunday? I got dragged to Home Goods because we need more candles or some shit.
Right. It's getting it's that part of the year, you know.
But
smell good season.
The joy of doing this show, and then we've been doing it for so long that my wife was like, "Oh, you have to get home before the Giants game starts."
Right? Because it's work, basically.
This is my job.
Look, babe, I gotta watch football, talk about it with the boys.
So
the boys are gonna be wanting to know. I can't not know what happened in the game.
So like whenever people ask me, like, "Oh, do many people watch your podcast? Do many people listen to your podcast?" I don't care. I'm not stopping this because this gets me out of boring shit, so I can watch sports.
It's not an excuse.
It's my job. Beautiful.
All right. Like I feel like there's people that just have kids, so they can use I can't because of the kids, like as an excuse. Like it's definitely not why they have kids, but like
prop them in the corner while the game's on.
That's got to be like the biggest plus of having kids is being like, what? Can't go to this dumb thing I don't want to go to because got the 3-year-old
watching the Giants.
It always gives you and then oh no, well the Giants just happen to be on. We're at home anyways. I'm not gonna not throw it on.
Because we want our child to be a sports star so they can make us money.
They have to understand. They got to learn. They don't want to go to school and be an idiot.
They need
the other kids they're going to be just cast-offs when they don't know anything about football. I got to make sure they know the X's and O's, all right?
Yeah.
I'm not forcing it down their throat. I'm just making sure they're aware.
I mean, because, X's and O's, that's 2 of the alphabet. So you already teaching them the alphabet. They're going to have a head start before they go to school.
I'm basically a teacher.
So
yeah.
You're doing God's work.
Parenting from 2 people that aren't parents.
Yeah. I'm going to be a terrible parent, but there you go. Anyway. Let's get on. So we're going to talk about Giants first. They played Kansas City and went down 17-20. Before we go on to talking about the actual
in America, it's 20-17. You say they lost 20-17. I know in the UK, they're like it was 1 West Ham, 3 Newcastle. That's how they'll do it.
If we're gonna go to UK, because
20-17, Chiefs won.
But I don't understand why in American sports the home team goes second. Like on the listing, it says Giants, Kansas City, whereas in British stuff, it's the home team is listed first.
And you gotta know if you're like watching something, you're like, are we doing the US way or are we not doing the US way? Because the MLS used to do it where it was the US way where the home team was on the right. Now they've swapped but sometimes you still get confused. But I always felt like it made more sense to do, like, obviously I'm American, so I'm probably gonna side with that anyways. But like when you're like Giants at Chiefs last night, so it made sense that it would be the Giants on the left, at in the middle, Chiefs on the right. So that makes sense to me. Where you're like at Villa, it should be West Ham on the left, Villa on the right, as opposed to vice versa. But y'all also drive on the wrong side of the road. So what am I supposed to do? I don't know.
Kansas hosting the Giants.
Yeah, but you always have like so-and-so at so-and-so is how I always look at it.
Just what's because you lazy to type extra letters? You just want to put the at sign?
Yeah, it's a cool sign.
It is a pretty cool sign. It's futuristic. Yes, so we've got a special video message just for Alex, just before we talk about Giants' loss against Kansas City.
Hey, Alex, what's up? It's past Alex. Remember week 7 when Daniel Jones had that sick one-handed catch? Huh? That was cool. Remember when the Giants beat the Panthers and everything felt cool again? That was fun. Huh? Defense played. They showed up. We didn't hate Jason Garrett as much that week. That was cool. Joe Judge beat Matt Rule, who was also a candidate for the Giants job and who a lot of people wanted over Joe Judge. So that proves that Joe Judge won the hiring because he also beat Matt Rule on the field. Remember how fun all this stuff feels, dude? Just don't kill yourself over them, dude. They're not worth it. Remember how fun week 7 was? Just remember week 7. Remember week 7? That was so much fun. Just go back to week 7 in your head. Yeah, week 7 was pretty sweet.
Would have been really awkward if we was wearing the same shirts or something.
That would have been really funny. I should have. If I had known you were going to do that, I would have.
You told me to do it. You told me to do it.
No, it helped. It definitely helped.
I should have just texted to you though last night.
Yeah, well, this shows that we kind of put things together as we go on this show. It's not all rehearsed or anything like that. But yeah, 2017 lost to the Chiefs. We could have beat the Chiefs. We had what could have been a walk-away interception. We were on the 30-yard line. You would assume that even if we can't put up points, which is very possible, we could have at least kicked a field goal. That then if Kansas City was able to get down the field, they would have only had time to kick a field goal. So then maybe we're in overtime. I don't know. I'd like to think that that's a walk-off interception, but we jumped off sides. Now, I can remember. So the Giants are 2-6, Mike. This is just like me trying to justify that like we're not as bad of a team as our record is, okay? We're a bad team. We're a bad team because we can't get things done. But you look at a team that's 2-6 right now. Should have beat Washington. Jumped off sides on a missed field goal from the football team. So chalk that one up. That should have been a win.
That was a bullshit
yesterday. Call. Exactly. Yeah. Yesterday, interception that walks off. You don't jump off sides. Boom. Probably win that game, you'd like to think. Should have beat Atlanta. We had so many fuck ups in Atlanta. There was that third down would have been a punt situation. We had offsides again. Weird offsides again, or it was either offsides or a pass interference. But penalties again, extended a drive for somebody, give them the opportunity to like have them make good play, and they took advantage of it. So that's 3 games right there. I'm pretty sure that would make us like 5-3 at that point. Like not a bad record to go into. Even if we were just 4-4, like I feel so much better about this team than 2-6. We're like, yes, we've been in these games. We also got blown out by the Rams and the Cowboys game. Like I'm going to throw that as like a wash because Danny was hurt and we were close when Danny went out. I just, the discipline on this team is just, it's ridiculous. The play calling on this game was exactly what like we've said, the problems with this offense are when Jason Garrett calls the exact same thing. Did you watch the Manning broadcast?
I was gonna bring that up because even they were making the joke of
Michael Strahan said the exact same thing.
You need 10 yards, like, 6.
Yeah. Let's throw a little short. He's like, why do we always do this? Why are they always doing this? Like that, the Manning broadcast I think yesterday really was good for like my mental health watching this game because I was very frustrated with the team.
That was the first time I've watched it the whole game, and it definitely cushioned the blow.
Well, like, especially because, like, you had Jon Stewart, huge Giants homer. I don't care what you think about his politics or whatever, but, like, just having him talk football, like, he was every Giants fan if they got the chance to just hang out with Eli and watch a game where it's like, why is our offensive line bad, Eli? Eli, what's going on over there? What happened to Slayton? What happened to Slayton? Is Ingram, is he gone? Are we going to trade him? What are we doing here? And then, like, Eli, he works for the team too. So like, he had to kind of like, he couldn't be as like music. I don't know, man. Yeah. You'd think that he probably should have stopped that. And then just Eli's little like witty remarks. Peyton's obviously like the lead on that. And I think that he kind of let Eli beat last night because it was a Giants game. I think he kind of let Eli take charge in a certain amount of situations. But John Stewart in the first quarter, Miles Strahan in the second quarter were awesome just because like they're such giant homers. And I was like, good. Like it's like I felt like I was watching football be like, yeah, fuck this team, right? Like you guys get it.
Josh Allen was boring as fuck.
He's just kind of a bro, but like he's cool. I didn't really care.
I actually quite enjoy the fourth quarter guy who
Michael Irvin.
Yeah, I thought he was pretty good. He was like interesting. He a little bit insights and stuff. I thought it was quite good.
I think it's cool they let different networks, like they let people that work for different networks go on the ESPN broadcast because Michael Strahan works for CBS and Irvin, I think, is it Fox and NFL Network? I know he does stuff for NFL Network too, but yeah, it's cool they let him do all that. But I don't know, that broadcast really kind of like helped me out a little bit with the frustrations, and it like you could tell like we're not the only people thinking that. Obviously, like there's so many. There were so many just disciplinary things, even in the first quarter, the first half, that like kind of held them back, and I really think that like looking at the offsides at the end of the game, that being definitely like the biggest, most crucial thing. But like, if you want to look at something else like that, we can't just say that was the only reason they should have beat the Chiefs. That was the only reason they lost, because the very first quarter, I mean, the Chiefs opening drive, they get down there and they, the Patrick Mahomes has that tipped ball. It's picked off by Julian Love, and the Giants hit the ball. They go down like 2 plays later, interception. It was a bad throw. I love Danny. That was a bad throw. And it's just like, that's one of those things where you play a team like the Chiefs, and I understand the Chiefs haven't been what the Chiefs were in the last couple of years this season. Like, you got them when they're down. You got to keep going. When you get an interception early, like the Giants needed to even if they needed to get points out of that, even if it was a field goal, but even if they couldn't get points, they needed to sustain some sort of drive where they didn't immediately shift momentum back to the Chiefs. Don't go 3 and out. Don't turn it over. And they did the turnover part. And it was just like, well, now they're going to definitely score. And I felt like at that point, I was like, that kind of feels like that was the game. I mean, we were close. We had the opportunity to win, and we couldn't get it done, man. It was very frustrating. And again, just offsides penalties fucked us again. And it feels like there's 1 or 2 penalties every single game. And that's very cliche to say, because penalties obviously fuck teams over. But we have penalties in the most inopportune times of games. And I guess, as a special teams coach, the discipline was kind of his big thing coming in. Like, I'm really kind of ashamed that Joe Judge has not been able to figure out what the fuck to do. And then also, I don't know about you, but it felt like the running game, especially in the second half, was pretty solid with Booker. Let me see how many yards he had. He had 60 yards, 15 carries for 60 yards. That's 4 yards a carry is what he averaged. 15 carries. He run the ball a little more, so then the defense doesn't just sit back and make Danny have to pick them apart and do all this other stuff. Like, when you're running these short routes, they just don't do stuff like that. If you're going to run these short routes, if you're going to just dink and dunk and do that, like, and not try and run the ball at all, then you got to go for it on 4th down at certain points. We go for it on 4th down when it's like inside the 2 or on the 1. And I understand, like, that's definitely when you should also go for it. But we're not a good team at this point. If you're 4th and 1 on the opposing 40-yard line, don't punt it. Say, fuck it. Let's go for it. Who cares? Like, what are you going to do? Lose again? I would rather lose a game going for it on 4th downs than just punt the ball away and then watch them beat our defense. Like, that's just kind of what was happening several times. And then they said that something about the headgear, about the headsets not working. The NFL
Joe Judge was saying about his headgear headset hasn't worked at any away stadium or something like that. But no, I like it.
Even I disputed that though.
But I liked what you said. Even, I think, was it even Eli saying that at one point where I think we was on maybe like the 50-yard line or maybe even further back, where he was just like, why don't we just go for the field goal? Fuck it. Just go for a record. Why not? Just go for it.
Do something. Do something. And at the end of the half, like, I get that we were on our own 40 and like it's unlikely that anything's going to happen, but why not just throw a Hail Mary? I don't understand the taking the knee and stuff like that, where you're like,
oh yeah, that annoyed me. Like,
if you're a bad team, go for that shit. This is where you say fuck it, man.
What's the worst that's going to happen?
We're gonna lose. Oh no, it's an incompletion, it's an interception. Who fucking cares? try and go for the end zone. Maybe something happens, it bounces off somebody, we catch it. The freak shit happens like that all the time. Why not just like let it like give it? Like, we had 4 seconds left on the clock. The clock wasn't moving at all. Just throw the ball. Danny's got an arm. I don't know. Jason Garrett he does the exact same thing. And Michael Strahan kind of echoed exactly what we've said over and over again. When he throws it short of the sticks, he doesn't. It's not a cohesive offensive unit, and the defense for the most part I thought played pretty well. We had those dumb penalties, but outside the dumb penalty, like we limited Patrick Mahomes to what he could do. And Patrick Mahomes is a very good quarterback despite how he's been playing this season, but we still like we were rushing him. We were forcing 3 and outs in situations, and like they were Leonard Williams looked awesome. Ojulari looked awesome. Just the offense has to do something. And this is a team that we played last night that was giving up 30 points a game, and we got 17. It's 17. We didn't get half of what they were giving up a game, and you can't do that. Like, yeah, we lost by 3 points, but there was a game we could have won. There was a game that I think the Giants should have won, and they weren't able to get it done. This is the story of our season, man.
It is. It's pretty much cut and paste. Same shit every week. Just in case anyone who's listening to the audio version of this podcast, did you know you could watch us live? Shout out to those watching us live. We've got a couple of comments from Alex O on YouTube.
What's up, Alex?
The best part of the broadcast was Peyton Manning eating that chicken wing. Like, yeah, he was eating that chicken wing like it was. He did. Well,
the cameras were on him, but it's like you're in front of cameras. What do you think they're doing?
He didn't expect to eat ever again. Like, that was his last meal ever. He was just like chomping the fuck down. That was kind of scary.
No, I get it though. Like as like so like when we do stuff on the air and we're like I'll we brought like somebody delivered tacos yesterday, like breakfast tacos, and we went and got some. And right before we went on there, I was like trying to like wolf down the remainder of the taco I had because I was like, oh, we're about to have to talk. And like I get that, like, oh shit, well, let me just finish this real fast before we go back on. Yeah, it was funny though watching him and then Eli breaking it down. Like I just like when they're busting each other's balls. This game, like this whole Manning broadcast during any game like that, it makes it so much more fun. I thought it might be weird watching your own team. You know, I was like, am I gonna want to watch the broadcast to find out? No, I didn't at all. And it does just feel like you're hanging out with your buddies Peyton and Eli and whoever else. Like you go over to Peyton and Eli's house, or they're just hanging out and they're like, oh hey, my friend Michael's stopping by. Hope that's cool. My friend John's gonna come by. My friend Josh will be stopping by in the third quarter. Like, all right, guys. Like when people are like, hey, do you know Peyton and Eli Manning? Like, yeah, those are the guys I watch football with on Mondays.
Because I feel when you're watching like the regular broadcast on your team, whenever the net commentators say some shit after your team fucks up, you're just kind of like, shut the fuck up,
you.
Fuck, it just makes it worse.
I know he should have blocked there.
So yeah,
yes,
I
Nate
prefer
Solder's bad.
Watching it with the boys, Eli and Peyton, boys. Alex O with a question: should Barkley come back this week against the Raiders or after the bye week?
That is a good question. Do we have? I guess we have this week. We have the Raiders. We have the bye week, and we have Monday Night Football again against the Bucks. I want to say that is the situation. Yeah, 11-7, and then we have the bye week. So honestly, like it depends on how he feels. I feel like the wise thing would probably be to sit him one more week. I mean, and again, like I don't think Jason Garrett is going to run the ball anyways. We saw him run the ball 15 times yesterday. Like it wasn't like it was a blowout where we had to be running the ball, where we had to be passing it. We weren't trying to come from behind the whole time. We could have established the run, and when you establish the run, then you can have Danny on those bootlegs. We also had the RPO that kind of we started to do and backed away from. And just I think Booker's a serviceable guy. I mean, the Raiders are a pretty solid defense. I don't expect a win from that, but I think that like, unless Saquon is like 100% or close to that, I don't think you risk it. Especially just how injury prone he's kind of been. I think that you probably give him this week and then he gets the bye week to get back to 100%. Because a lot of times like you got to ramp it back up, and I think having a full bye week to not prepare for another team and to kind of like, all right, let's get back to fitness. I think that that'll help him. So probably I would lean to say he's not going to play. But it's not like we're competing for a playoff spot.
I was going to say that realistically,
If we're in a hunt for a division or a wild card, then yeah, I think he maybe rushes back.
Like the Cowboys are obviously going to win the division, and the rest of the division is going to be so bad there's no chance of a wild card spot. So it's like, what's the point?
Let me look at the standings.
Cowboys are 6-1, then the Eagles are 3-5, then Washington and Giants 2-6. It's because what? So
we are 15th out of 16 teams in the NFC. We are not really anywhere near there. I mean, there's
9 games to
right
go.
Now,
there's 9 games to go.
Panthers and Saints would get the 2 wild card spots. I know 8 teams get in, right? Is it 8 teams this year or 7? No, it's 7. It's 7, right?
No, wait.
Is it 7? Because we only have 1 wild card. Or we only have one bye week. So I think if it was 7, then it's the Panthers. Regardless, I mean, realistically, we're 2 games out of a playoff spot.
Wait, isn't it only
so maybe
6?
We do rush him back.
Is it not 6 or was that last year? Did they change it this year?
I think it's 7 because we have the super wild card weekend. 7
super wild card weekend.
Yeah, where we have the 3 games. So right now it'd be Packers get the bye, then it would be Cardinals, Panthers, Cowboys, Saints, Bucks, Rams would be how it goes. Would be like the games.
Not us. But the Panthers being the 7th seed with a 4-4 record, we would have a tiebreaker over the Panthers, and we're only 2 games out. So season's not over, boys. You know what? Season's not over.
I just bought back in.
We're gonna win the Super Bowl.
Let's turn this around. Let's turn it around. That's how stupid I am, guys. Just like that. Looking at a schedule, like, well, I don't know. I mean, we got Raiders. Yeah, we got the Bucks. So theoretically, that's a loss.
Is it?
Well, maybe you're right. The Giants are good against Brady historically, but that's mostly with Eli. So Raiders, maybe we shock the world. And then we've got Ruggs. We've got one more game against Eagles, Cowboys, and Washington. And realistically, division games are kind of like a coin toss. 2 games against the Eagles. We could beat them. So that's 1-2. You're right. We have got 2 against the Eagles. Sorry. Dolphins have been hit or miss, so maybe we get them. Bears have not been great. And we need to beat the Bears so we can get a better pick next year from them. Right. And then football team, revenge game. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wins if we upset the Raiders. So it's 8 and 9. Probably not a playoff team. And that's assuming we get an upset. No. You know, because then, dude, we shocked the Cowboys. Shocked the Cowboys. Daniel Jones' revenge game for hurting him. Then the Chargers, maybe they have a bad game. That's 11 wins. Done. We just got to win out. Just like that. Or we get like 1 or 2 losses left. 9 and 8, maybe. So, okay, I'm back in again. I have to do another video. Hey, Alex. It's past Alex. Do you remember when I thought we were going to win out the season? No, don't play that one back. Just let me have this little optimism. Alex, I was really hyping up Jones for the game yesterday. I've done a couple of. I don't think. Again, was it a good game? No. I don't think was it a bad game? No. It was. I mean, really, outside that interception on that first drive, which I did say was a huge momentum killer, he wasn't bad. He had that awesome throw and catch to Ross there. That was cool. I thought that was it Kyle Rudolph that caught the touchdown? Yeah. I want to say it was. Yes. Kyle Rudolph did catch the touchdown. That was cool. That was a really good throw and a really good play on Danny's part. Just like Peyton and Eli both pointed out where he just was like reading you could just read his eyes in that first interception. He looked at his first read. He was going to throw it there and they jumped that route. Right, when we play the Arlington Cowboys. Well, we already played the game in Dallas, though. Maybe next year. Maybe next year is what we'll do that for.
Do a live podcast. Like I said, do a live podcast from tailgate. So we're just like, it's just basically a live stream of us being wasted for an hour. That'd be great.
Mostly that, yeah.
Could happen. That could do good numbers. Good numbers. But yeah, so looking ahead, we have the Raiders next week. It's the early game. Hey. What are you thinking? Like, how badly are we gonna beat the Raiders next week?
I mean, I think like maybe for the what they say, the 10th time is the charm when you have to tell them to stop making stupid penalties. What if I don't know, dude? The Raiders are a good team, but I think the Raiders lost to the Bears, so they could lose to us, right? I don't know. It's a home game. Danny, the last home game played well, so there's that. Kadarius Toney can throw the ball. Maybe he throws the ball, tricks him up a little bit. I really think we got to shut down the run game, and they're not going to have Ruggs, so that's a positive for us. Very negative for him because it was a DUI murder, like a DUI fatality. Excuse me, not murder, but you decide what you want out of that. So maybe they're in turmoil now. The Gruden and Ruggs thing, maybe it's all turmoil. The Raiders just falling apart at the seams, which I don't think they are, but maybe they are. And then maybe the Giants capitalize there. Who knows?
And may I say, I do think the Giants fucked up, and they should do the straight hand number retirement. They should have done it this Sunday, because. Like, why would you do it realistically? Because the next home after the Raiders, the next home game, because they're doing it on the 28th when we play the Eagles, which you're gonna have a bunch of Eagles fans there and shitting on it. And then the next one is the Cowboys, and then it's Washington. So I don't know why they didn't do it.
I think you want to do it against a division rival, maybe. Like, it's fun to do that shit. It's like fuck you.
I think when it inspires us to beat
the division rival. Just like the Eli jersey retirement did, where we just shit the bed against the Falcons.
It's a great case you just made there for that. But I don't know. I just think you should do it when there's more chance of there just being more Giants fans. And I think when it's going to be against Washington or Philly, there's going to be more quote unquote away fans in the state. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of backing on the team now, which is dumb because I'm gonna just hate myself on Sunday again. But right now, 8-9, 9-8, playoff team maybe. Fuck around, dude. Maybe we'll get in.
Well, I'm hanging out with a Raiders fan on Saturday, so hopefully we win on Sunday, and I can text him and be like, "Fuck you."
Yeah, your team doesn't even want to stay in the same state. Giants 35, Raiders 6. Please, if Alex, if you do that, I will buy you any Claret Big Blue like stuff that you want from the store, like one of everything. We'll just get you all that. If you nailed that prediction,
clip that.
Do it, yeah, no, do it. And if it's 35-6, do you know how stoked I'd be? Something went right. Something went really right if we win 35-6.
I think you're safe, but just in case, I'll timestamp that.
I would be very happy to pay that out.
All right, let's move on to association football. And
across the pond, mate.
Across the pond, like Ted Lasso.
Dingy bomb.
And let's talk about West Ham. Well, actually, no, before we talk about West Ham, let me talk about, because this is very important that we need to get this out again. So, Nuno something, whatever his name was, the Tottenham manager at the time, he got fired after last week's podcast.
No, it's not fired. It's called sacked.
He got the sack.
That's what they call it over there, Mike.
Over in England.
Tottenham sack Sancho.
And I think I have the inside scoop. Why? Because last week, he made the embarrassing mistake by saying that Tottenham were the better team against West Ham when they lost 1-0, which we clearly debunked by bringing up the LMNOP stats And so I just think that the Tottenham owners were like, this is embarrassing. We have a guy who's in charge who has no idea about the LMNOP stat.
That honestly, I didn't put this together until you just said that, but I think like there's no other reasoning why. Like Sancho, like and that just shows, like we are revolutionizing the game of soccer, football, whichever you want to call it, where now like teams are like the LMNOP stat is literally like it tells the tale of the game. I don't know if you look, but we dominated the LMNOP against Villa. Dominated the LMNOP, dominated the game. It's just
that's some bad news. We didn't dominate the
LMNOP
against Villa.
Well, when I checked the last time we were.
No, so
we had so many corners. We had so many corners though.
Against City we won. It was 17.5 West Ham LMNOP. Man City only 7.22. So it was a loss coming for them. It was bound to happen.
Right. But like, that was obvious.
But on the flip side, this is how bad Aston Villa are. They beat West Ham in LMNOP 14 to 9.66, and they lost 4-1. That's how bad that team is.
So yeah, that may be a flawed stat, but let's not point that out to anybody else.
No.
But
so we'll just talk about the City game.
I think that like Tottenham definitely realizing that they need to look at the LMNOP. Like, I don't like to say anything good about Tottenham, but like good on them for realizing that the game is evolving. And hopefully other clubs are picking that up as well. Also, just hot take, Sancho's going to go back to Wolverhampton, right?
Probably.
Because like they're not good. Just get rid of the dude now. Like, I don't know. Did they promote somebody?
I have no idea.
Or did they hire from without? Like, did they hire from within? Because if they didn't promote somebody, it's like, yeah, dude, it's not working out. Sorry, later.
I honestly, ever since Nuno left, if you put a picture of the Wolves manager, I would have no idea who he is.
It could just be anybody.
But Alex was saying he would an NMNOP and a CTG stats.
You gotta design it. I don't know what that would look like.
Yeah, I don't know how we're gonna still. I think for us to really work out the CTG stat, we have to watch the game really closely and write down stats. I don't think that's going to happen. But LMNOP, maybe like an LMNOP, if you know, you know, kind of T-shirt, something like that. Maybe I don't know. We'll work on it.
We'll think about it. It's got to be a good one though. The ideal come to us, but yeah.
But also, even though we don't like to normally shout out Tottenham on this podcast, West Ham podcast, but shout out to Tottenham for hiring a new manager, which sounds like a posh person insulting someone else.
It sounds like cunt.
You fucking cunty. It's good.
Yeah.
And he looks like he's wearing a wig, which is always fun.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway,
it's going to be fun to make fun of for sure on our end.
Yes, so West Ham in mid.
It's also been 2 managers since they've beat us, right?
Well, they haven't beat us since Conte has been in charge. That's a fact.
No, but like was it Mourinho was their manager?
And then Nuno.
Yeah, but Mourinho was like the last manager there to beat us. So they've now gone like they're on manager number 2 without beating West Ham.
Yep.
Just think about that. That's a fun stat.
And they're not going to beat us because we got them in the Carabao Cup quarterfinals. And why have we got them in the quarterfinals? Carabao Cup?
Massive. We dominate.
And we knocked out Man City, who have not lost in that competition for 4 years until they come up against the mighty West Ham United.
So we're going to win it now, is basically what that means.
That was
to be the champs, you got to beat the champs. We beat the champs, therefore we are going to be the champs.
Yep. And that was a fun game because you could just watch as don't remember, they put out their second team, but their second team was strong.
The second team's a starting team on most teams.
But you could just see it after a while who's like, no, fuck this. We need to get our big boys out. And they still couldn't knock us down. Once again, Areola, brick wall. Dude. He's played 4 or 5 games for us, hasn't let in a single goal. And he's played Manchester City, Manchester United. Like this guy. Gank, who I would rate higher than Man United right now.
Rapid Vienna.
And someone else, I believe. I did write it down.
Dinamo Zagreb.
Maybe. No, I think did Fabianski play a first Europa game?
Maybe he did. He may have.
Anyway,
But
not
just like
important.
West Ham.
He's right.
West Ham right now, and we can go back to Carabao Cup, but just like what a fucking time for West Ham, dude. We're 4th in the Premier League table. Like you just said, we've just toppled United and City in the Carabao Cup. Again, B squads. There are B squads too, and I would argue that we have they usually would have superior B squads if you're discussing that. And then just like we're dominating Europa League. Like we've got a 6-point cushion on the second place team in our group. We have not conceded a goal. Well, like the definition of West Ham being massive is exactly what's going on right now. I mean, it'd be awesome if we were top of the Premier League, but given what West Ham is, what the expectations are for a club like West Ham, I'd say we are overachieving in just about every category that you could think of.
And we're 4th in the league, but we're joint that we're in the same points as Manchester City after 10 games, which is awesome.
Yeah, we were a little behind in that goal differential, but
I was just looking at that because like, it's ridiculous. Like we have a goal difference of 4. Sorry, we have a goal difference of 9, and then like top of the league, Chelsea goal difference of 23. Like, Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
I think they're
we haven't played Norwich, have we?
No, so that's like 10 goals. That's like 10 goals
assuming.
in the bag. So
that'd be cool.
That's something to look forward to. Where have we got Norwich? We got
December 18th.
Correct. So that's easy 10-0 win. Spoiler alert before we watch that episode. But yeah, West Ham.
A tough little go of it though ahead right now. But yeah, let's recap. So City. I mean, it was an interesting game for the fact that it was 0-0 and we got a penalties. Now, if there's extra time, I don't know if we win that game, but really just Ariella just being awesome and then them being fucking awful on that very first PK was the determining factor. It wasn't like there was anything that kind of stuck out in the penalties. We just did what we needed to do, and they did not. But yeah, when you go to PKs, it's kind of a coin toss, but it favors somebody like West Ham where you're just hoping that it happens and you get lucky. We did. And on to Tottenham now. So that's awesome. This is the quarterfinals, I believe.
Last 8.
So we got to win 3 more, including the next one. And we got the Carabao Cup.
We lift the energy drink.
Who's in the Carabao Cup still?
Not Man United or Man City. That's for damn sure. So we've got in the quarter, we've got Brentford, Chelsea, Liverpool, Leicester, Arsenal, Sunderland, Tottenham, and us.
Sunderland's cool.
No, we're not going to.
I like Sunderland. I
think if we beat Tottenham, we're playing like the hardest. Like we're going to be playing like Liverpool or Chelsea in the semi-finals or some shit. I don't know why we always get the shitty draws, but whatever. We're massive and we beat them all, so whatever.
I like just saying we are massive. That's fun to say. That's a cool British thing that I'm going to try and adopt and work into my massive. And then I also want to start saying "get in," like when we score, I like just like "get in." That's a really funny, just like British guy.
Yeah, I
say that adopt.
No,
it's cool.
I was watching the Villa game on my phone when we was driving up to the brewery on Sunday, and I got yelled at because when West Ham scored the first goal, I genuinely think I did yell. I was like, "Get in!" And I got yelled
cool.
at. Like,
it's like you're yelling at the ball. You're like, "That's right,
bitch. The driver." Whatever. That's what you get for getting me in car.
But yeah, so let's move on to Carabao Cup in the quarterfinals of that. When is the next game of that? It's a while though, right?
I don't know. I think it's like December something.
Yeah,
December?
so it's still.
Oh no,
December 21st.
December 21st. Okay,
yeah.
So it's longer.
It's over a month away.
Okay.
Which is weird that they space stuff out like that. I don't really care, but whatever. Let's move on to the Villa game though, because that had the feeling of oh fuck, we're gonna drop points to Villa when it was 1-1, and then we were just like, you know what if we just aren't bad while we play, and then we turn it on. There was like it was an even game, it felt like, and then West Ham just kind of like got another gear. Like there was another gear that we shifted into, and it was just like, get the fuck out of here, Villa.
It was almost
like, you don't even belong on the pitch.
When Villa went down to 10 men, And I think at
Which
that
we'll
point
get to that afterwards.
We was already 2-1 up, if I remember correctly, the timing of it.
Yeah, but like when it was 1-1 though, it was just like, okay, we got into a different gear. That was an awesome goal. The first goal we had, right? It was the first goal we had that was just like such a fucking perfect pass right in from to Benny Johnson. That was sick. And just man, Ben Johnson's been my like, I don't know, is he my favorite guy to watch right now on West Ham? I kind of float like Fabianski's my guy, but like I was like Ben Johnson. I love Ben Johnson, dude.
He's very good. My favorite, maybe.
Yeah, it's very rare that he gets the goals right there. But just
Fornals or Ben Rama for me. I think that whenever they get the ball, you're always like,
right, Benny Hanna's
what's going to happen?
Benny Hanna's my guy.
But yeah, no, it was 2-1 up, and they got someone sent off, and then for a little while, it was kind of like it was.
They had someone sent off, but was almost not sent off because quickly, but it doesn't necessarily have to be quickly. Was that not some of the worst officiating? Like we've had pretty good officiating this season. Some of the worst, just like. I understand let them play, but like they were fucking just mauling our guys. They were just mauling our dudes. Like they had to look at the fact that we got clotheslined. That you just clotheslined a guy with your elbow.
But apparently VAR was like, that's fine.
Maybe we should give you a red card. And then it wasn't even that guy that they gave the red card to.
I was like, oh, that guy's gonna get sent off. And then they sent off someone else. And I was like, wait, why did they send that guy off?
Could have been two. It could have been a double red, right?
It should have been a double red.
Because
I think even the commentators on, I don't know, because it was Premier League. So
Arlo
so
is
if anyone's watching from the UK, you'd have had a different feed. So I don't know what your guys were saying, but our guys were like basically, oh shit,
our good friend Arlo White,
best friend Arlo White. He was basically saying, oh, I think there's gonna be 2 red cards here. Like they could both go. But yeah, the guy who literally, it wasn't even he looked back and just went
sharp part of your elbow into somebody's neck, and that was right into the windpipe.
Yellow card. I don't know how that. And then the fucking Villa manager was like, "Oh, that shouldn't have been a red card." Well, even if the red card that you got shouldn't have been a red card, you deserved. You were owed a red card.
Should have been a red card. There should have been 2.
Fuck you.
And then just. Again, Antonio just can't. It's not fair what they get to do to Antonio. That if
anyone gets touched and go down, it's a free kick. But if he gets wrestled down, it's like, you're a big boy. You should handle that. Get up, come on.
If you go to the ground and you try and grab him by gator roll, grab him by the legs and take Antonio down, like no, he's strong. He should have been able to fight through it. Yeah, just because he's jacked doesn't mean like you can't take him down.
Yeah, I don't. It's almost like open
Suchek
field.
Was getting beat up. It was all over the place, man. There were so many instances. Like I was glad when we finally started, like towards the end of the game, where it was like, "All right, fuck you." And I think it was it Bowen or Suchek or one of them? I want to say just like they started shoving back and they're like, "Fuck you." All right, let's go. And I was like, there might be like a scrap. I'm ready for that because at that point, like
the Fornals changed, and then one of their players got checked, and then Lanzini and Bowen was like, "Fuck you," and just shoved him to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I did like that.
It was nuts, dude. Just the lack of calls. And I understand letting them play, but it wasn't both ways really either. Like
they got so many soft free kicks, and we didn't get anything.
And we were pretty like tame. Our team was there wasn't a lot of like dirty stuff. Like there were the just regular fouls you would normally have in a game where you're going for the ball and maybe you get a foot instead, and it was just like. There wasn't anything malicious. There were 3 or 4 different, like not including the clothesline, not including the original red card. There were 3 or 4 different, like malicious type, like almost intent to injure, dare I say, like plays. I'm not even kidding. Like I joke around. I like to report assault what happens when I'm watching shit, but like it was like, what are you doing? How do we not call that? How do we not yellow card that? And they finally started to after kind of that skirmish. But it's like, are we do we just have to like almost get into a fight with everybody before we start throwing out yellows or what? I don't understand. But nothing's gonna come of it from those officials. It was horse shit though. Like we're massive, so obviously we need all of our guys as healthy as we can have them. Fornals went down at that point, and I thought like, like if Fornals is down, like we're in some trouble here.
And their guy did the flippity flop, rolled over about 10 times.
It's like, oh, you're so hurt. You just kept rolling. All right.
It was embarrassing. I would have been embarrassed if I was a Villa fan.
Well, like, again, like my least favorite team is obviously Tottenham. Fuck Tottenham. Her Premier League team, least favorite Premier League team. We hate Tottenham more than Millwall, right? Like I've never played Millwall
At this
ever.
point, yeah, we haven't played
I've
Millwall in
rooted
so
for
many
West
years.
Ham.
Yeah.
But like fuck Tottenham, and then like personally for me, I always just despise Burnley and Villa because they're like kit frauds to me. Like it's like
and also for a while Villa had Grealish, which also is like
and that too. But I still like can't get out of my can't get that taste out of my mouth. Still leaves a sour taste in my mouth, and it's like just like I hate watching those games when we're away, especially because you're like that's up wrong team because they have the same kits as us, and it was catching me off guard, and I don't know, but fuck them. Hopefully them and Burnley both get relegated. With Norwich, who's probably going to that anyways.
Although we always like to stay positive on the show, I have I guess I was watching this and I had an opinion in my head, and then after the game I went on social media and I was like, what the fuck? Apparently I'm wrong, but I thought, judging on a curve of how recent performances have been, I thought Jared Bowen had a terrible game against Villa. I thought he was horrible.
He had that cross for the goal, though. That was sick.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he had the moment and he scored a goal, but I thought the amount of times he gave the ball away, it was just getting beyond the joke at some point. Maybe like the first, I just thought he wasn't on it the first half. I mean, yeah, it's great he scored the goal in the end, but I just didn't think he was. I don't know. He was just off that day. I don't know. Maybe it was just me because apparently everyone was like, "Woo!" But I don't know.
One other thing I wanted to point out about the Villa game, it was like I felt like we stopped taking them serious at a point, and I've been a big fan of just like since Lanzini did the Tottenham thing last year, like how many shots were like that from like outside the box? Like Johnson's was such a far out shot that he made where he was just like, if I'm gonna get a shot off, I gotta get a shot off now. It was just such a great shot. Maybe the keeper should have probably got to that, I would guess, but. I think it was a ricochet too, but still, like we just started like shooting from everywhere. Like we had no respect whatsoever for the Villa defense, and it was just like 10 yards outside the box. Fuck it. Like Rice's goal was pretty far out.
Yep.
Like we were just taking shots all over the place. Antonio keeps dribbling it in, but Souček had a couple that were just from way out. And then Lanzini, even when he came in, I thought Lanzini almost did the same thing again, where he like looped it over, but their keeper got a hold to it. It was just I enjoy that type of West Ham play. I enjoy like take the shots, make them be like, okay, we got to cover everything, because then when you get inside, they're fucked. Like a lot of times we just try and get too cute with it, and we finally were not too cute about it, where we were just like, fuck it, we got an opportunity, just kick it.
No, yeah, it was like almost like around like the 75th minute. I was just double check the time. Yeah, it was all Villa for a while, and then it was almost like the whole team just kind of remembered, oh shit, wait, they've only got 10 players.
We are massive.
And it was just like it was suddenly the last portion of the game, it was just all us, and they had nothing. And it was awesome to watch.
It's like we gassed him out and then just turned it on at the very end.
Oh, yeah, we let him punch himself out and then just
rope-a-doped him.
Kill. And we destroyed
him. Fuck Villa. That was awesome. It's a good win. It was a very good win.
Would have been nice if we got 5, but whatever.
Yeah, my buddy Kevin, we were at the bar. We were just like, well, in goal differential, we need 7 more. And then when we finally got like the second one, I was like, okay, just 6 more. And we were like, well, it's kind of, we weren't that far off in theory. But moving on, West Ham's next match, the massive West Ham plays Thursday at Genk in
Belgium.
Belgium, Croatia, and Vienna is where the teams are in our groups are from. Austria. But yeah, so in Belgium, do we get another clean sheet?
We have to. I think because of
this is where we go balls to the wall to like finish them, right?
If this it's not going to be technically mathematical unless
we're 6
Vienna
points up.
And
it's 9 points up theoretically.
Unless Vienna and Zagreb draw, If that happens and we win, then it's finished. We're 100% finishing top. But even not mathematically, because of our goal difference, if we win this game, we are all but guaranteed to finish first in our group, which means
do we go B squad?
Yes, but I think we go strong, like almost like A/B. I think we need to go hard on
looking
this,
ahead is all.
win this game, and then once we win this game, or if we win, then you can take the last 2 games less seriously because well, no matter what, we're finishing first in the group. Don't give a shit. But I think if we get this win, and then the only difficulty is we've got Liverpool.
That's what I'm saying.
Sunday.
Like maybe we go B team a little bit because we have the luxury because we did win those first 3 games. Where theoretically you just got to win probably 1, but 2, and you're 100% through to win. I would imagine. But you've got the 2 more games. I don't think we're just gonna can this one. We're not gonna put this in the can. That's not what Moyes has been doing at all this season. But just like I don't want to start Antonio. I want
no. I wouldn't go that far.
I wouldn't start Rice.
I would start Soufal since Ben.
I'd start Soufal maybe.
Is now
Dawson will be out there. Yeah, Dawson, let him get back out there. Areola, obviously, again. But yeah, man, I'm feeling like this feels like either like a 2-1, 2-0.
Even actually, no.
I'm not worried in the Europa League, dude.
No,
I'm not at all.
I'm gonna go back and watch their worst like mixture between the first and second. Because no, I think we have, even though there is some crossover, I think we have got a good flow between our Premier League team and our Europa League team. So I think maybe you don't want to fuck with that. So maybe have like Diop and Dawson. Bring Soufal in instead of Ben Johnson. Save him for Liverpool because he's in form. So you don't want to mess with that. But yeah, we should definitely obviously play to win. And the big thing is the Liverpool game is huge because now we're in a position where, hey, all of a sudden, if we win that game, we're 2 points off top, which is like so sick. We need to build on this momentum while we've got it. So yeah, I play our Europa B team on Thursday and then just go balls to the wall against Liverpool on Sunday.
I mean, the thing about Liverpool to me is I think they're gonna kind of be pissed off after that game against Brighton. I know they got to play Champions League, so maybe they forgot about that. But after the dropping the points to Brighton, having to settle for 1, I feel like we're gonna get Liverpool's best shot, and I don't expect to win. But if we could get a draw and steal some points from Liverpool, that'd be awesome. We're very capable of. We could go out there and we do tend to play up to the better teams. I think that we obviously we give it our all, but I feel like we come up short in this one. This feels like a 3-2, 3-1 Liverpool game.
It's actually one of those like magical weekends where I bet like TV people like what's the word? Hyping the shit out of it because you got this weekend. You got 2nd versus 4th and 3rd versus 5th. It's a big weekend. Oh yeah. So hopefully, if we can win, if we can beat Liverpool, and then Man City and Man United draw, that'd be sweet because then we'd go.
That'd be pretty awesome.
Then we'd go 2nd. Let's make that happen. Let's will that into the universe.
All right, it's done. Positive vibes only. Positive vibes
only. West Ham, we're going to beat Liverpool.
We're massive.
Man City and Man United are going to draw. It's out there. Oi, 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 oi. Good stuff. Anything else you want to put out there into the universe?
That's about it, man.
What do we got to look forward to on the Pasta Gravy podcast, which comes out new episode tomorrow?
Well, actually, we kind of did a little bit of that at the beginning of this show. Parenting without being parents. I saw somebody was talking about how they only give their kid a little bag, like they let their kid fill like a sandwich bag of the candy they got trick-or-treating, and then they donate the rest. And I'm going to try and get to the bottom of where we donate candy, because I feel like food banks might not be big fans of like just dropping off a shit ton of candy, like maybe canned goods. I don't know.
That seems
it seemed like a very evil parenting move.
And it also seems like a
like you let them
like
go
a
do all the
holier
Halloween
than-
trick or treating, and now you're giving away all their candy.
but it seems like also a holier than thou kind of mentality of like I'm gonna donate all the candy, and then like the homeless shelter was like, "Well, we don't want this candy. We
We're gonna
want
throw it
good
away.
food."
We're gonna eat
No,
it.
And it's definitely Karen. You're homeless. You'll be grateful for anything. So fuck you.
Yeah. So we'll get to the bottom of that a little bit. Elon Musk, he had a little bit of a checkmate moment to some people that were saying he could fix climate, or whatever it is, climate warming, global warming. And then kind of just I'm gonna talk some football a little bit with my buddy Pat. We got some NFL picks, and we're gonna tell you what's not cool and answer your questions at Pass Your A Pod. Check that out. We got a pretty solid little app coming tomorrow. What about Waffle Box? What we got going over there?
Waffle Box tomorrow. We're gonna celebrate the return of Judge Judy to TV.
Finally,
love that bitch. Facebook jail becoming a real place in the UK.
Oh, I think I saw this. I'm very
Whoa.
interested to hear y'all talk about this.
Yeah, we're also going to talk about a little bit about. Maybe I'm going to talk a little bit less now because I know you're going to talk about Elon Musk saving the world from world hunger.
They're two different
or
shows.
whatever.
We all have our opinions on it.
And then we're going to talk about was it Last Night in Soho, that movie that came out. It was our movie reviews this week. So if you want to listen to or watch more of us, just make sure you follow all our social medias at Past the Gravy Pod and at Wafflebox Pod for more audio orgasmatrons tomorrow for your ears.
Mm-hmm.
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 Oh, we got a look.
Oh, and
I look forward to Alex's ideas and the preset. I loved how Alex censored himself.
Yeah, it is the pre-comeback kids segment. We shortened it to the pre-cum segment, but yeah, that's where I throw out some of my ideas. I have one idea already bubbling, but that's tomorrow is usually my best thinking day, so I'm gonna try it out. And I think I did pitch moving sidewalks. I think that we need to install those in some like high end neighborhoods. Pat was pretty against it, but I think that I won him over in the end. But yeah, I got some pretty good ideas that maybe if you're not careful, you just might like them.
Is cheese just solid ice cream?
It's a great question. I would say no. It's more like solid milk.
See, and that's the kind of good shit you get on Pasta Gravy.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Beautiful. All right, yeah. So check us out at Mr. Mike Fish. He's at Alex J Middleton, and make sure you check us out next week and check out Waffle Box and Pasta Gravy for more. But until then, do they deserve this video? I guess no. We lost. So this week,
Seahorses forever.
you don't get a damn
Yeah.
Daniel. You don't get a damn Daniel. But until then, see you next Tuesday.